Hi guys, welcome to May's Book Reviews. May was short story month, so I have a few more this month than I would normally, but it's been a great month for reading. I hope you enjoy. Perle by Caitlin Duncan. Recap. Perlina must complete her dry walking ceremony and bring back a human sacrifice, but love gets in the way. Review. I've enjoyed all three books in this series. The mermaid point of view this time was so well written that you felt sympathy from them for the beginning, and I was assessing each human Perle met as to whether they would be a good sacrifice. My only niggle was that when she decided not to go back, there was a lot of she never fit in anyway, but prior to her ceremony, she was a model mermaid, and that was all she'd ever wanted. Obviously it's a fast love story, she only has a few days, but the emotion feels real and fits with what we know from the previous books. Jade by Rose Montague. Recap. Jade Smith is the new cop in town. She's part shifter, part witch, part vamp, and part fae, but not even Jade can handle what happens next on her own. Review. A fast-paced, easy-to-read fun novel. On the surface, it looks like the author couldn't decide what aspect of urban fantasy to write about, so she threw it all in. And you know what? It works brilliantly. Okay, so it might be super convenient for one character to have all the power she'd ever need to win the day, but the reasoning behind this power is fascinating. My only complaint would be that there are so many interesting characters that I wanted to know more about them, and I felt like we just met them so fleetingly. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into book 2, and my god woman, that was one hell of a cliffhanger ending. The Harvest by Alana Andrews. Recap. Luke has reached final harvest and his superb emotional control guarantees a high-ranking position, but he never clears harvest, putting his sister in danger when she reacts wildly. Review. Excellent, sinister world-building of a dystopian future with echoes of Divergent. A prequel that leaves you with lots of questions and the immediate desire to read on. The characters were intriguing and the setting was well described. The Path of Swords by Martin Swinford. Recap. Luan is a second son and has chosen the sword path. This short story tells of his journey to the Guild of the Sword. Review. All the elements of epic fantasy are present. A special sword, access to a magical realm, an old mentor, a feisty sidekick, and lots of coincidences. But it's well written despite the obvious trope, and fans of fantasy will enjoy the familiarity. There's a degree of sympathy for the naive Luan and a great deal of mystery surrounding what will happen next. The story had natural pace, and I'd read the next book. Year of the Guilty Soul by A.M. Lebowitz. Recap. We follow a year in the life of teenager Tony as they try to figure out who they are. Review. A sensitive, insightful coming-of-age story that deals with the entire gamut of emotions. It's compelling because the characters are so realistic, the social and family groups are so natural. It feels like you were there watching and listening. Very well done. Early Riser by Jasper Ford. Recap. Charlie Worthing just made novice winter consul. Armed with her wonky face and a good memory, all she has to do is survive the winter, and Hypertech, and the Gronk, and Nightwalkers, and figure out the whole Takata Aurora thing. She'll be fine as long as she doesn't dream. Review. As enjoyable as ever, Ford takes winter to the nth degree and makes it insane to survive through. It's intelligent prose that makes you think twice with some great characterisation and a main character you want to root for. It has all the lovable quirks you'd expect from a Ford novel, and I almost expected Thursday Next to turn up. Star Mage Exile by J.J. Green. Recap. Karina is an unlikely merc with a big secret. When the latest job for the Black Dogs goes south, she risks revealing her true nature to survive. Review. This is a great short story prequel that delivers in world building, characterisation and laws of magic. I like that it's not click your fingers and bang. It felt like there was a real richness to the background detail, and the characters were so well defined that you felt sad to leave some of them despite the brief tale. It's a great entry book to the series with lots of intrigue and no real idea of what exactly is going to happen next. I also enjoyed the blend of sci-fi tech, a proper fantasy space opera. Coffee, Kids and a Kidnapping by Alyssa Helton. Recap. Charlie is a single mum with 3 kids, 2 of them on the spectrum. She holds down a full-time job and drinks a lot of coffee. Her work includes confirming children up for adoption that have no outstanding relatives wanting to make a claim. Review. This book is a real insight into Charlie's daily life, which speaks of experience either on the job front or the special needs kids scenario. The characters feel drawn from real life, and the dialogue on the whole is pretty natural. I don't read very many first-person point-of-view books, but this was well done, maintaining pace and interest. I'm not religious, yet I found the references to church and daily devotions interesting at how integrated it was into her life. Oh, and there's lots of chicken dinners as well as coffee. Sophia Khan Is Not Obliged by Aisha Malik. Recap. Sophia Khan is not getting married. She captures her woes on her blog, leading to a book deal about dating, lucky thing, and then meets a string of very different men while all around her life stubbornly continues to churn out the unexpected. Review. I enjoy reading books that offer a glimpse into other people's way of life, although, that said, we all have families and the dramas that come with them. The writing style was chatty and easy to read, and the diary entries were much more emotionally impactful than I had expected. I was shedding a tear in several places. I'm also a sucker for a love story, and this one had me all gooey in the middle. Smile Again, a collection of short stories by Eunice Nascimento. Recap. A collection of heartwarming short stories. Review. The nicest thing about this collection is all the hope and happy endings, a day of sunshine on a gloomy day. All the characters are lifelike, the dialogue is realistic, and the stories make you smile. Checking out Clockwise by T.W.M. Ashford. Recap. Pierre, the concierge of Le Petit Mont, has an unexpected visit from a hotel inspector. He accidentally sends her into the jaws of the Yakuza, yet on a rescue mission, the gangsters have been slaughtered. On a quest to find the inspector, he dodges bullets in the Wild West and inadvertently releases a banished species back into the universe. Review. I like the character Pierre from Book 1, so I was pleased to see him taking centre stage in Book 2, along with his girlfriend Viola, who is feisty and badass. It's a fun multi-world building with interesting alien species. Poor old Pierre lurches from one disaster to another and compels you to read on to find out what happens next. It's a fast-paced, gunslinging, time-travelling adventure. The addition of the random narrator and change in POV in the odd paragraph or chapter was a little jarring, but at least George appears in Book 2, especially after the cliffhanger ending of Book 1. But now we are left with what on earth will happen next, so I know I will have to read Book 3, and that is a sign of good writing. As always, thank you for watching. If there are any books that you think I should be reading, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next month. Happy reading!